I'm Yidian Chen, and this is a presentation summarizes my work as a software engineering intern at Anote. The main theme connect to my internship was reliability. I began by studying why multi-agent orchestrate falls silently, and then applied it the same uh, and applied it the sorry and apply the same reliability mindset to Panacea runtime testing, integration, and the release processing. I will recover three parts: my product engineering contribution and the Oxtrage bench research project, and one GTM lesson about evaluating technical work against external standards. So my work connects three layers. First, the research layer focuses on understanding orchestration decision, whether a router choose the right path, whether a system recovery, and how far a error separated through the system. Second, the product layer focuses on making Panacea safer to run and safer to release. And this became my main execution track in July, and third, the GTM layer test whether technical work was packaged clear enough and whether it met external reviewer standard. In total, I had 14 Panacea PR merged, one producible benchmark and paper, and three assigned GTM opportunities. And uh, this slide is an overall map of my product work. It was not one isolated feature. And the first stage was a runtime safety, startup behavior, uploads, streaming, model configuration, and key health. The second stage um, was learning infrastructure, including model drive routing and opt-in feedback signal. And the third stage was security and testing. And dependency cleanup, removal of unused code, log and access control fix, and higher backend coverage. The final stage was integration and release verification, including the web integration and deployed build identity and capability and parity between the CLI and the VS Code extension. The common thread was controlled failure, prevent predictable failure, and make unexpected failures observ- observable, and verify recovery before calling something completed. So here's a for example. Uh, for uploaded, the PR rejected. This PR reject overrides the fields before reading the full body into application memory, and isolated fields, so one bad file doesn't necessarily for an entry bench. For this, um, the PR updated the client with the backend actually token constructed across web, desktop, and mobile. For streaming, this PR added the correct servo send event headers, so proxy don't buffer agent responses. Finally, and these two PR like improve the configuration behavior. The application can start locally without every external secret, and expose a privacy safe key health signal without revealing the secret itself. So these small changes individually, but they protect the request pass user hint first. And uh, this was the very clear connection between the research and my product. Ostrich bench shows that routing based only on keyword or service flag can fail when the wording is misleading. Instead of replacing Pacini, routing outright, the PR 222 introduced an opt-in um, model driving routing paths behind a failure flag. It asks a structured intent decision, but if the model calls false, sorry, the system safety fallbacks to exiting keyword result. The so it made the experiment reversible and default off. So this PR um, and the PR 248 then added up the feedback storage and signal for rapid follow up behavior across servo chat and questioning answering paths. And the important boundary is that I created measurement infrastructure. So the next group of contribution reduce release risk before deployment. So this PR 264 rise the backend task coverage from about the 81% to 92% with 114 test passing across a workspace database behavior authentication and document coverage is not proof of correctness, but it gave the CI gate more margin to detect uh, regressions. So the PR 232 upgraded active desktop and mobile dependency, resolving serious mobile issue and reaching zero reported desktop vulnerability while nothing that physical device smoke tasks still need to be completed. And the PR233 remove a top level front end and it's that C I job after um, the scope and that removed the two serious uh, alert from unused code. And um, and this PR was major integration task. Susanna built the original feature set in PR 249, including web document chat, usage, billing, and infrastructure changes. So my contribution was to integrate that work into the current main branch, resolve a conflict while preserving the existing marketing and the uh, regression flow and harden the billing boundary. In particular, strip plan and prices was select a servo slide instead of trusting client supplied values, and webhook claims are released after business processing failures, so an event could be retried safety. So I also re uh, require the uh, redocument build production build pass and invalidate the combined branch. The final checks included the 228 backend task and the 86% backend and coverage and no production npm edit findings. And One operation list was that the deployment workflow finishing successful doesn't prove which code was actually live. The PR and 267 merged into developed added build identity by injected that the git sha and exposing no secret front end and back end metadata. It also adds read only smoke check for health routes, anti authentication, and the buildings without banded retries. The same verification can run manually or after deployment. So this matters because an API route can return a front end fallback page and still look successful. The scope is also important. It added verification check. It uh, didn't prove that every production dependency was health, and we still need to verify the deploying version, API, and security, and the database setup. And this PR combined the still uh, rel relevant agent work on top of the current undeveloped branch. It brings the same core capability to the COI and VS Code extension, MCP server configuration, and the runtime uh, wiring, plan model, web search, and web fetch, and permission flow for automatically discovery too. And now I will move from the product work to the research. Exiting agent benchmark often tell us whether a pipeline success, but not why it failed. So Oxtrade bench treats three um, mechanism as a first class measurement. Routing robustness ask whether the orchestrator choose the correct task tool or execution model when surface queue are misleading. So this shows which failure recover and which keep spreading. So error spread measure how many late stage are affected by one inject error. The benchmark use controlled seed reproducible figure injection, exact grading, bootstrap confidence intervals, and the paired task were applicable. So this is a controlled mechanism probe, not a production domain leaderboard. And the first finding uh, concern routing. So on the 26 case task, the keyword and the flag measure was perfect when the clues were correct. When the clues were misleading or missing, its accuracy accurate accuracy dropped to zero. The model-driven routes racked 100% on those reversal case. However, the important result is not simple that the LLM is better. The description where TF-IDF routes also ranked 100% on the adversarial set. The mechanism lesson is that leading and the task description removed uh, the blind spot and model complexity alone doesn't explain the improvement. It results motivated the rev- uh, reversible routing experiment I described earlier in Panacea. So the next experiment revived the three recovered ties tool figure recovery every time. unclear delegation, recover only 30% of the time, three hidden figures, bad contact, conflicting result, and acting too early, did not recover at all. So blind retry did not repair those small. It reproduced the same fault and increased the time before detection. We also find the dip effect as a pipeline dip increased from 3 to 7 stage. And the main and latent cascade radius increases from the 0.93 to 4.67, while the two fault reminded content at zero. And the order survived both long proof reforming and a multi-model sweep. Although the absolute rate changed together, this result suggests the retry is not a substitute for detection, attribution, and access to trusted state. And um so my um, main learn is that reliability is a system property, not the final pass or full score. At the decision layer, a final score can hide the routing choice, the started, cascaded. At the recovery layer, retry cannot replace attribute and the trust states repair. At the delivery layer, test build identity and production rules must agree on what exact actually shipped it. And in reporting, merged, open, submitted, close, and production verified it are different claims. And the GTM works also like it's the same idea across the this three government and external benchmark opportunities. I um, researched the requirements translated to the Anote's technical capability into proposal, and use the external feedback to evaluate it. And I really learned a lot from this. Thank you. That that's all.